All right, let's wash over the tide of a new beginning of the whatever. Anyway, bunny girl, bunny girl, bunny girl. Welcome to Inner Fetish, and I am your host, Zeos Pantera, and this is the Tanchjim bunny. Now, what the hell's a Tanchjim? You could have asked me that 2 years ago, and I wouldn't have known. And if you ask me what a Tanchjim is now, it's probably the most reliably good IEM company. Which is fucked. But they've made so many bangers at such affordable prices that when a $20 set, and I believe this is $20 set, that has a waifu that's that stacked on this super thick, like business card level, like who's actually posted? If you have an extra one of these and you want to post it, stamp it, and put my address here, I'll give you my address. That's the only reason I'll give it my address. But yeah, you're like, what? Asano Tanch? Is that her name? I don't know. They don't even have a waifu on the box. They just have that inside of it. I'm sorry, it must have come with it because it couldn't fit inside the box. They must have sent this to me separately. But with it, I don't know what's going on. So this is $20. According to Amazon, because it's currently $10,000 on Hi-Fi Go because it's not for sale yet. But it does have one review. Let's see the review. I got to know the review. 5 stars. It's loading. It's the Type C version is compatible with the Tanchjim application. It sounds like can be adjusted. This doesn't sound like an actual. That doesn't sound like an actual purchase or thing. Anyway, so it's not here, but they say get it from Amazon, and it links to Amazon. And you go to Amazon, and it's like $19.99, and there's no reviews. There's a fucking wall of text. And apparently, there's 2 versions of this. There's one with a DSP wire, and there's this one, which is just a 3.5 millimeter wire. And it was that a microphone? Wait, it does have a microphone. I'm taking these out of my ear. Look how fucking cutely small they are. If you couldn't tell from the thumbnail, they are tiny, teeny, fuck you, tiny. And I am using the render tips on them because, well, just trust me on certain things in my life. I have to tell you, the render tips, and oh my fucking god, render tips. So. This thing is mini squirrel. It's a single dynamic, but I have to go back. I know that isn't this bunny girl. Actually, I'd prefer that bunny girl over that bunny girl because I don't play the game. But it's a bunny girl. I had one ready to go. I didn't have to go looking for it. Where's the? You know, I'll look it up on actual this. Ready? We're gonna scroll down the mega. I went to that, not the story. Let me go to the story. Where is? Oh, look! There's a picture of a bunny. I didn't realize the bunny looks like. Does it look like a bunny? You know what? It does look like a little bunny. Ah, that's adorable. Let's keep going. Dual chamber proprietary, 50% harmonic distortion. What's the fucking size of your dynamic? It's so wild to like try to read this. And keep in mind, I was going over all this information and listening to them. I didn't know the price. I assumed they were going to be affordable. Tanchjim doesn't. If Tanchjim makes a $600-700 IM, throw away all other flagships. That's what I'm telling you to do. It's got a PET titanium coated. I know that's PET. So it does this weird fucking thing. So when you have a dynamic in there, obviously one side of the dynamic points out into your ear, but the other side, it cares about where things are because it's going to, our true dynamic will shoot in both directions. Like you can't block one side because then it doesn't have enough space to move the air out into the hole into your ear. So you got to let it do its thing. But what happens if it shoots into the back, even with like a regular speaker, if it hits the back of the box and it bounces around and sounds like shit, that will resonate back into it. So what they've done is they've actually put like, this must have been inspired by like gas tanks. When you've got a gas tank in a car, when you're like bouncing around, there isn't just a big tank where the liquid can slosh around with 30 gallons of fucking gasoline. They put these brakes in there so that it can only like 5 inches of it at a time can like wiggle around. So if you turned it over, it would obviously all pour to one side, but it slows down the movement of liquid. They're doing the same thing here with the back port air that leaves the unit. They've actually got, what do they call it? The acoustic maze structure. So I wonder if that would work well with like speakers. They show like all inner cavity walls cause a smooth output of blah, 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 blah. The DSP chip, which doesn't apply to us. So if these are $20 and sound as good as they fucking do, because these are going to... All right, we're going to do that thing again. These are, by the new rating system, because Zio says I want to have to rewatch all these videos fully all the way through. That would be terrible. I would sell these for $100. These are a $20 IEM. Just straight up, simple, a couple bags of tips, nothing extravagant. I recommend my render tips. Named after Summertime Rendering, the anime. Please go watch. You got a waifu postcard. You got a very simple bag, which no one's going to use anyway. You got a detachable fucking 2-pin. So if you don't want to go with the 3.5 and this pretty okay actual wire, it's nothing to like, oh my God, jump for joy, but it does its job, and it has a microphone here with a single press button for controlling a phone. 2-wire split over the thing. It's actually a little bit, is it short? Is it shorter than I like? It's 4 feet total. It tucks in there nicely, little plastic divide here, but sound quality. What am I plugging into? Here's my adapter, because this is like one of the neutral boys in the desk, designed to tell me, like, what does it sound like with no fuckery? You know, this fucks, this certainly fucks, this doesn't fuck as much. Let's go back to that one that doesn't fuck as much. And by that, I mean, like, it's not a tube hybrid. You need something neutral. I mean, obviously, if I had the Mass Kobo 465, the $17,000 headphone amplifier that makes every headphone sound amazing, I'd be a terrible reviewer if that's all I listened to it on. Oh, this headphone sounds amazing. Meanwhile, you get it. You've got some schmo blow $4,000 German tube amp, and it's like, this doesn't sound anything like how he described it as. So I have to have a plethora of different flavors on the desk. I got these boys, which are the neutral boys. Tubey boy. Those are whatever the hell I plug into them. This thing, I can't believe it's still getting fingerprints on it, even though I soaked it in oil. And then I've got the ADI2, which is probably one of the better sounding solid states. You're new, though. The Cayin I added to the desk today. So I don't actually know how the IHA 8 is going to treat me, but it's not super powerful from what I can judge right away. Okay, I'm listening to FKA Twigs, Lights On, because it's in my bass test playlist. And the bass in these fucks. It's not a bass IEM, like, oh, this is a bass IEM, bro. It's not like the last thing I did, which was the 7 Hertz EULA, which is what I call it, where that is a bass IEM. You get it, like, everything's bassy. I'm in my bass playlist because I wanted to know if the bass was high or if it could do it. Because on normal music that doesn't have, like, crazy, like, bleh, it wasn't a distraction. It wasn't like, hey, I'm a bass. It's not Eris, where it's like, hey, I'm bass. It's just a good IEM. And I'm like, ooh, this is good, but I wonder if it can handle FKA Lights On or Nasaj Thing Fog, the Jamie XX remix. This might give you a headache when you throw enough bass at it, because it's like, oh, I've maxed that out on low gain, by the way. I think that's low gain. Yeah, it was low gain. That is so much bass. But the thing is, if I go out of this playlist and I go to, let's just go to my testing playlist and do London Grammar. Oh my fucking acoustic sex. Like, there's some bass lines like boom, but it doesn't become a bassy thing. It is perfect. That's the KEXP. That is a YouTube recording, because KEXP doesn't sell their shit in FLAC because they would have to give money to London Grammar for doing the performance. London Grammar, KEXP. It's a radio station out in the West Coast. And for years and years and years, they had the best recordings of most artists. There's a Run the Jewels fucking set by them. There's a whole bunch of music from, like, popular artists that did in there that they just happened to record it the best. And so that YouTube rip, I downloaded the YouTube rip, I cut it up, and I fucking encoded it to FLAC so I wouldn't get any more damage from compression. And I will use that to test any speaker or sound system you've ever heard. It's gorgeous. And these are absolutely 100% worth doing that. So, first thing I noticed is I think I'm hearing that acoustic back chamber, because I'm getting a really good, I don't want to say resonance, but like a song that has echo in it, like the My Science Project soundtrack, My Science Project, I hear the space. They're doing a wonderful job of holographically representing the space the recording is taking place in. Oh, I almost pushed that to high gain. That would have been bad. That was high gain. That was bad. That was absolutely bad. These, all right. If I have to define IEMs in two ways, far away, big IEMs, or close, intimate headphones, these are the latter. These are close and intimate. I'm listening to 38 Special Homeless Guitar, and he's right there. He's just plucking at the fucking strings right in my ears. And I'm like, But if something goes bang and it's supposed to be big, it does have that property, but it's not biased towards there. It's not like OH5s. If you don't have the ICO OH5s, which not many people do because they're like $500, and their party trick is they sound like you're sitting 10th row back at a fucking orchestra, and everything is that far away, which is awesome. But then this sounds like I'm in the recording booth, like the little padded room, with 38 Special, and I've obviously got to be like down here because he's up here with the microphone, and I'm just hearing him sing, and it's just like, that sounds awesome. No. You have your rubbing alcohol on your desk, everybody? In a spritz bottle? God, yes. Yeah, these are a fucking 100% a $100 worth for the sound. They're so clear. Because there's a line when you get into that other side. When you go to the far away side, it's like, can I at least still hear the details? And then the answer is yes, and it's usually an expensive one. Then there's the other side where it's really close and in your face, and you're like, is it going to hurt me? And these are a no, which is why they're so fucking good. Because it sounds like you're close, but it doesn't sound like you're being assaulted and you're going to get bored of this. I don't know if I would do 10 hours with these in my ears, but certainly if you want to like impress somebody with an IM. I'm now listening to a Frank Sinatra AI cover of Where Is My Mind by the Pixies, because I'm that fucking guy that puts that in his test playlist. And it sounds really fucking good. And you know what? It sounds really fucking good. Try this trick and spin it. Yeah. Yes. These are probably one of the best, cheapest IEMs I've ever heard. This whole channel, like, I want to do expensive IEMs because, yeah, obviously people are interested in that. And then I get to sell those in a yard sale and be like, all right, fucking, this is great. I've got $10,000 IEMs. I only need the one that I love the most. Let's get rid of the rest of them. It's great. But these are the real fucking interesting ones. Because I could tell you to buy these, and I'm imagining a larger portion of you will say yes to these than a $1,000 IEM. And I want you to know what I think good is. And it's hard to... My words only work maybe once out of every 50 times you hear them. Maybe once out of every 50 videos. You'll be like, you know what, Zios? All right, I'll try that. But when they're this cheap and this good... And this isn't even the DSP set. This is straight the fuck... In fact, the fact that it's good... Probably even preferenced on the very neutral amplifiers here. What are you going to do with the DSP? You just need a neutral DSP and you're good to go. So my answer to the bunny is fuck yes. Bunny girls rule. All the bunnies in my VR Paradise Strip Club are all wearing bunny hats and bunny ears. So that's good. It's simple boxing. It's got simple tips. I would probably... They look like they get large enough, and small enough, actually. I know someone needs really small tips. Those are fucking minuscule. I'll keep those on the side. But, yeah. This is... Tanchjim can't fuck it up. They did the Magic 1. I named that IEM. In case you don't know about the Tanchjim Magic 1. That's a single balanced armature. 1. And it sat in a thing with a maze behind it, or a maze in front of it. And my God, the sound it did was magic. Which is why I called it the Magic 1. I don't get any credit for that. Like, they don't pay me to say Magic 1, by the way. And I feel like they should do a collab with me just because. Because I wouldn't even need to do anything. If they sent me this and said, hey, we want to do a collab called The Bunny, I would be like, great. Put her on the cover, too. And then charge $21 and give me $6. And then fucking done. I wouldn't even have to adjust these. I would just include a set of my tips and be done with it. These are If you're doing by the new system, and I said these are $20 IEM, and I said they're worth $100 for sound, comfort, and like the build isn't bad. I would actually yank these off of this little wire and go full fuck you balanced. Like how expensive do we want to go with the balanced cable on these? Because it'd be worth it. And actually, I do have a DD Hi-Fi USB cable. Worth it. Hashtag fucking worth it. These are a 5-to-1 ratio. They sound like they can compete easily with $100 IEMs. Like most of the ones that are worth $100, these could fight with. Single dynamics, man. You never, ever doubt how good a single dynamic can be or how expensive a single dynamic can be. Because I have a $1,000 pair of single dynamics and I have a $20 pair of single dynamics. Two of my favorite fucking things to listen to. Anyway, Wallpaper Horde. Patreon, subscribe, start, support this channel. I want to see unreleased IEM things for free. Both of those sites have them unlocked, and you can just go check them out. If you want to see my main channel videos, those are behind the paywall. And if you want to support the channel, please feel free. You can participate in yard sales where I will not be selling these. Of course, I'm probably going to be using them, and they're so... You could get 5 of these for $100. I hope that if they did 6 for $100 fucking sample pack, all of your fucking stocking stuffers are done. Just get everyone the bunny.